Antoine, let's get into the draft. What position groups do the Jets need to prioritize here?
I mean, they have a lot of holes, so
Yeah.
they could go a lot of different directions there. I think the most logical choice would be right tackle because they don't necessarily have
Mm,
a starter right now. After losing Morgan Moses. So if you look at right tackles, then it'd probably be two names that really come to mind. At number seven, be Will Campbell out from LSU. A lot of people, there's been a lot of talk about his arm lift or lack thereof. Uh,
yeah.
so he could be an option there, but he proved that wrong when talk and during his pro day there. So it seemed like he had a okay arm lift there. And then Mimbu from Missouri, I definitely think could be an option there for the Jets too. So yeah, I think right tackle, tight end, they definitely need some help at the tight end position there.
Yeah.
A lot of people have brought up Tyler Warren there. I think that could be a potential option too. Those would probably be the top two areas that I would address with the Jets, at least early on. And then you look at other depth
Yeah.
positions, maybe defensive tackle, safety, they could use some help
Linebacker.
too. Linebacker, maybe. Although I think they're kind of set with Quincy Williams and also Jamie and Sherwood there, but they also could use some more wide receiver help too, depending
hmm
on whether they keep Alan Lazar or not, this is a fluid situation at the moment.
So Darren Muji heading into his first draft as a GM, how do you think he approaches this? Do you see him trading up, moving down, making any big splashes here?
I think they're gonna. I think it's chances for them to move around in the draft too, especially when they have the holes that they do.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll move from seven. I mean, I think they could if the right opportunity presents itself. But the Jets do have seven, eight draft pick. They have eight draft picks, so they don't have a seventh rounder, which I think they probably want to get one at some point too. Especially if they're gonna take a kicker at some point, which is also could be a possibility there. I know Grant Zerline's on the roster, but he struggled last year and lost him a few games, so they might want to get a little
Yeah.
bit younger there at that position too. So yeah, I mean, I think you're definitely going to see some movement there. It might not be in round one, but you could definitely see it maybe in day two and definitely day three of the draft too. I definitely believe that, especially considering the cost of trading either moving up or moving down is
Yeah.
substantially lower, especially in the second and third day.
Is there a chance they trade Brees Hall?
Is it a chance? Yeah, it's a chance, but I don't think it's. I don't think they're going to. I mean, he's in the last year of his deal. I think he is a dynamic running back that's been misused at times. With the previous regime there, and I think having a guy like that, especially him being healthy with Justin Fields, I definitely think with them leaning more on the run game, I think they want to have a guy like that and just see what he can do. I know he hasn't necessarily lived up the expectation there. I don't think it necessarily all of that is his fault. But I think it could be a really big year for him, especially considering you have a guy like Justin Fields who's going to help him. Whether you run like some option type of game or also using his legs just in the passing game, and that'll free up
Yeah.
some opportunities for him.
Do you see them drafting a quarterback in the later rounds this year, or is this something that they maybe wait for next year and see how Justin Fields plays out?
I think. I mean, I don't think they could do both. I mean, I don't think it
Mm,
necessarily precludes them from doing either one. Yeah, I think you could take a quarterback later on. To I mean, depends on what they feel about Jordan Travis, who they drafted last year. Although that was a different regime there, but yeah, I think they probably should. I mean, there's no reason why you can't go into training camp with four quarterbacks there. Let those guys fight it out and see. I think if they're going to do it, it would probably be more of a day three option there. So you look at
right.
the guys probably like Will Howard, Kyle McCord there, Dylan Gabriel potentially, how they feel about him there. So yeah, you look at the guys like that in the lower rounds. I don't think they're going to draft one, at seven or maybe at 42, where they pick in the second round.
Thanks for watching this episode on the BetCanada channel. Hit that subscribe button because I've got more Jets content coming with Antoine that you don't want to miss.